Good afternoon, good evening, whatever.
That doesn't matter. Good.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
How's
Waiting
everyone
for
doing?
What? Oh, I'm doing fine. Great.
Yep,
Been-
all is
been
good.
busy with trying to figure out DuckDB, and that's very interesting. Replacement for Elasticsearch. So there is hope.
There is hope.
If you looked into different DB types, or I don't know, I mentioned timescale DB a while back because I plan to use it. There's also FluxDB.
Yeah.
I don't know
Influx,
if you
InfluxDB, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but the DuckDB seems to be the kind of the newcomer on the block, and it's very interesting. The how to say the graphics for the website are terrible. It's like,
No, not terrible.
yeah,
They're kind of
it has
cute.
something. It has something. That's I don't know if it's my style, but it works amazing good. I mean, this is wonderful. I've been just playing, and the speed is amazing what you can do with it.
I
It
think
seems very
timescale
interesting.
DB is also pretty good from what I've heard. So might work.
What name is that, Yellow? What I didn't
Timescale
catch the
DB.
name.
Timescale,
DeepScale.
yeah, that's a good one too.
Timescale.
Timescale, yeah. It's made for time series, like measurements, like things that just continue with the timestamps, and the queries are very fast, so has potential.
Interesting.
Okay, I will check it out too.
Hmm.
Because the Elasticsearch, I mean, the support, it's not going well. I mean, I asked them to do things, and already a week waiting on my trial, and it's not moving forward. I hope we can
Right.
fix it, because that's an easy fix, but it doesn't seem so. Okay. It's not for the DuckDB is not for storing data. It's only for preparing for Grafana.
Oh,
It's doing
okay.
the search. It's doing the analyzing and the search and the filtering.
It's to replace the Elasticsearch then.
Yes.
Right. Okay, that's cool.
Not as a main database, not yet.
So
But it's
basically all it
possible.
is, it's just indexing the already available database.
Yeah, kind of.
Basically.
Yeah, that's what it comes down
Okay.
to. Because if you see now the current Elasticsearch database, and backup, I have a backup of it of 2022, and that's already 27 gigabytes, only the indexes. Well, the whole CSV file is about 27 gigabytes for all our data. So the indexes are the same size as the whole database, basically. So, but with the DuckDB, I mean, you can have a local file, flat storage. It's very impressive what I've seen so far.
All right.
Okay, and also I will talk with Ray about it, and Ray was looking into it because he needs another database for TT-Surf. So, and they already started in Blues. They started to use Grafana also. So they want to have, instead of using Safeguards Grafana, their own Grafana. But they don't have a middle layer yet, so not like Elasticsearch or something else in the middle. Okay, but this is not the topic for here.
Right.
Can have other discussions there somewhere.
No, but I'm interested.
Oh, okay. You're welcome to join the mapping and the other channels.
I might do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, you're recording?
Yeah, I started to record.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm recording.
I did hear the announcement that the recording was in progress, but I'm not too sure who kicked it off.
Yeah, that was me, I think.
It's true.
But we can each record. So if it says record, then you can press the button and record. Yeah, you'd have to ask Louis for approval or like request.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, now Rob is the host. I see.
But it doesn't say, I got the newest Zoom going, but I don't see a record button.
I
Oh.
see in the corner, top left corner, I say this meeting is being recorded.
Yes.
So I see the little
Mine too.
announcement.
Yeah, I see it too, recording. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's anyway recording.
Yeah, but if I look at the participants, it's only me that is recording. So Rob, you're now dependent on me to provide the recordings at the end. I hope they don't corrupt like last time. That's
Yeah. Mine was also put up, so it's I don't know where it's happening.
Okay.
No idea. I just before the meeting I downloaded the newest, so maybe that's better. I don't know.
'Cause I
Okay,
see,
what is the on the mind? The GPS,
yeah, I added the DOP setting.
yes, I saw that.
So that's one thing. I updated a few things on the menu on various screens, which is now easier. I also added this menu on the satellite view, but I didn't push that yet because it didn't really work out, so I just didn't push that part.
Okay.
But still working on that. Let's see the settings. I changed the page on the settings just to try something out. I don't know if you've seen it, Rob. Perhaps you, maybe you
I've seen
have.
some changes, and I've seen also on the webpage the changes.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. I think all these cables.
I saw that there were three pages for the settings.
Right.
That was nice. I like that.
Yeah, because I was looking for a way to have like multiple functions, and for now we do stick to the like 3 buttons at the top. So, oh, of course, where. So if it's, I don't know,
It's
I can
readable.
focus. It
Just
is.
move it back a little bit. There you go.
Yeah.
Is it?
They
It
didn't
doesn't
change.
really focus. Maybe I should move out of the way. Yeah, better. But at the top
Move
it
it back.
says like.
Maybe the brightness is too bright.
Oh yeah, that might be it. I can't turn it down right now. But yeah, at the top it says more 1 out of 3, and then you can press and it says like more 2 out of 3. So you can go to the different settings. So I put in 3 pages, device settings, and you see the display unit, alert threshold, logging drive survey, is manual start for me, but normally it would be automatic. Just stuff like that. And then there's location settings and the connection settings. So it's a bit more organized and readable.
Yeah,
Because
it's
the small,
not so cluttered anymore.
yeah, the small letters were kind of difficult. Well, I plan to do a similar thing on the debug screen, because well, we have a lot of like workers and handlers these days. So it's nice to see like the status of all the things. So you can just press like more and see like all the other workers and handlers and just scroll through them to get all the
That's a good
data.
idea. Yeah, it makes sense.
Um,
Talking about the interface, there were some comments from people. They found the text a little bit small in the bottom. So, but for me, it's fine. But I can imagine some people cannot see it so clearly.
Yeah, the button text is a bit small, but I don't know.
I think it's good, being honest. So let's see if more people complain about it, then we can think about it. But at the moment,
it's just kind of like on a lot of screens, the buttons say the same thing. Like menu is always on the right. On the left, there would be like options or some other value. But once you get to know the Zen, you don't really have to read the buttons anymore. So you kind of know this is the drive screen. I can now start logging, stop logging. But it is something to keep in mind for first-time users.
And also, I think if the colors are very good, if something is wrong, it's red or orange. It's easy, very easy to see. I like that.
Though we do have to mark the DOP in red if it's above the setting.
Yes,
So
that's a good
that
point.
one I forgot.
Think about
I'll just quickly do that. So yeah, that was my my work this past week at least. Yeah, I was also working on the migration to the new M5 Unified.
Oh,
I can now continue on that as well. So
okay, that's great. Like, good that you find time for that.
Hmm.
You're staying with your mother already or not yet?
Sorry?
You're staying with your mother already or not yet?
No, that's next week. She
Next week,
leaves
okay.
on Tuesday, so I'll go there on Wednesday with the cat. So I have 2 cats.
Is it Arnhem too?
Yes,
Or-
yes.
Okay. So that's
You
nice.
can see. I'll take the Zen with me and can see. Oh no, wait, it doesn't work at the moment. I still have to put together the new board. Although you did mention working on another board. I'm
Yeah.
now kind of waiting for maybe that board because that would be easier. Because this is 4.0.5. So
Yeah, it should be okay. Or if you want a black one, like the new versions are coming.
yeah, perhaps I don't mind. Yeah, should be fine.
Okay, good. Let's see the next package that goes out. Sent them to Michael and for you and for Louis also.
All right.
That's probably going to be next in 2 weeks' time or something like that, 3 weeks' time. We got an order in from Holland for 10 cents for an hogeschool.
Oh, which one?
Yeah, they're for the students.
Which hogeschool?
Oh, I forgot the name,
Oh.
but I will share it later.
Kind of interested in which one. I know a few, so yeah, that'd be cool. I'll send you my other address, like from my mom's
Okay.
place. Like, I won't be coming here that much, except for watering the plants. So that's okay.
Okay. Sorry for the distraction, but
Oh yeah,
and Michael, you did also some nice work, I saw. That was good.
Well, obviously I didn't do some nice work because I had to fix it. The
I
nice
mean,
work
the
was
pick was
fixing
good.
the bugs that I had in the library, but thank you guys for your diligence and your debug files for helping me figure out what was going wrong there.
Mhm. And the series, I call it the series experience, was quite interesting. The problems he had with the reflections and things like that. That was a good
Yeah.
example. That was good could have happened, so we know. And we
Yeah.
figured out also the Nano was doing it too. I was surprised. So it's not only us. Or Jan his Senrad. Oh no, not Senrad. It's Checkrad, I think. Maybe it's called. And Louis had something more to add to the conversation? Or
No, nothing at the moment. Just didn't really get much of a chance. I'd had a little bit of an opportunity to do an experiment placing my Zen right next to a tall building that had a big metal and glass front. With the test bed logging, and after 10 minutes, I picked it up and I realized I forgot to turn on, actually do that last step, begin logging. So
you're not the only one. I did it
I've been
too.
spoiled. I've been spoiled by the Zen user interface. You just turn it on and it goes. So anyway, so really nothing much to report. Just did a whole bunch of reading about containers and Dockers and databases and PostGIS. Just starting to look at the infrastructure. So I got
Infrastructure
sidetracked on that.
of Safecast or for your own project?
Just getting familiar with the territory. I mean, last week I didn't know what a container was. So
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a big improvement.
now I know it's just a CH root. Fine, I can handle that. It's just what drives me nuts about some of these IT projects is that they feel the urge to rename everything. So yeah, because we're special. Whatever. Sorry, that was a rant. Yeah. So really not much to report. I am now that Yellow is making some changes to the user interface. I'm just going to revisit the manual and just update it. Maybe put some footnotes saying, older version has this, but like basically the manual is going to be the most current version, right? Whatever is stable, whatever is being published, with little footnotes saying previous versions have this, and with a recommendation to upgrade at the earliest opportunity. So that's basically it.
Yeah, I think so. I added also some things to the user manual from feedback from users.
Okay, great.
And then what I normally do is I change the date so you can see what it's been changed issue. And I think you can also see the history if you want to see it. I think there is an that's on it.
Yeah. Google Docs keeps a really good keeps a good history. That's not a problem there. But I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a new user. It's like, what am I looking at right now? And then if they really want to.
We should have a very short, simple user. This happens, this, and that's it. And then if you want to detail, you go to the user manual.
Right.
It's very good, very detailed.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I'm not too sure how to. It might even be a separate document at first.
I think so. That's better and very simple.
Okay.
And just follow the menu. If you press the menu, you see this, and then this is the function format, and not too much detail about it, and just say the functionality from the buttons. That would be a very
true.
And maybe even we can use that for the help menu on the Zen itself. You have even an abstract of that one from it.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that would be very helpful if you can do that.
That reminds me, I changed the Zen info page on the Zen. Like because it said like, well, there will be some info in here, and then a button to the QR code. I just changed it. If you go there, you just see the QR code now, without a button. But then preparing also with the more button, perhaps you can like make a page per screen describing what the screen does, so you can just like press more and just go through all the information on the Zen itself.
Yeah. Well, if you need,
I like that. I like what you did. I checked it and it looks good.
Yeah, if you need help with the text, just ask. That way I can keep the that's a great suggestion. Keep the on-screen text consistent with the manual text.
Yeah, well, it would be a more like compressed version, I would assume.
I think so.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like an abstract. Similar, but an abstract.
Right. Yeah, I can just go to the manual and like copy paste some text and perhaps improve it or change it or deprove it.
Deprove it.
No, it should be fine. Well, it's something we can work on at least. So.
Yep.
And I'm also very happy with the satellite display now. Works great all the time. Yeah, the
Yep.
32 maximum satellite was I think was the thing that didn't work.
No,
No.
it wasn't that the maximum satellite. I still have a maximum satellite. I set it at 64, but it was because there was a bug that was discarding packets when it hit the maximum satellites instead of
Oh, I
not
see.
processing the additional satellites. But like I said, the way the satellite data comes in that packet, you have to look at all the satellites because they don't come in priority order. They just come in GNSS satellites sorted by satellite ID, and then the next category sorted by satellite ID. So that's why I upped it to 64. I was just trying to keep the library small.
I
But
was assuming that.
I think 64 is a safe number that we're never going to hit.
At the moment.
Well, I don't know. Maybe like, yeah, I think that's fine. But at some point there will be more, and then perhaps you can not discard everything. Like just keep like 64 as a maximum, so you can at least always see the satellites on the screen or in the data, even if it's like incomplete because there's more than 64.
Well, it does tell you how many satellites were in the packet versus how many satellites were processed.
Okay.
Well, oh, okay. Well, I was just thinking about how Rob didn't see any satellites because the package
Yeah,
was
that's because there was a
discarded.
bug in the code that
Okay.
as soon as you hit the limit, it didn't
Didn't go
process
again.
the packet
Oh, right.
anymore.
Okay, I get.
Oh, the whole packet got dropped. Okay.
Right. Like
Yeah.
didn't
So
it's as if the packet never arrived.
Right. Okay.
Right.
It literally threw away the packet.
and
All right,
that's because I got a lot of satellites here, so that's why it
Mm.
was doing it only for me and not for other people.
Right.
Then it's sounds good. Good enough for now, 64.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that should be okay for the moment.
It's only 12 bytes a satellite, so
Mm.
but it's the receiving packet, the processing packet, it's multiplied, but it's still right. So let's say it's 12 times 5 or
Mm.
4.
That's
It's not a
16.
lot of data for these. It's not a lot of memory space.
Mhm.
Not much, no. So.
Mm.
And Michael, today you're not in the cellar, you're somewhere else.
So my wife is off in Minnesota visiting my daughter, so I can actually can use my bedroom. Yeah,
You're free.
this is my
You
bedroom
can come out of the cave.
office.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
By the way, one more thing I changed is the menu, like the main menu. I reordered it a little bit. So we now have the 4 mode or like 3+1 mode with drive, survey, real time, and then satellites, and then some disabled feature, the log viewer, and then settings, about and debug. So it's a bit more logical, I would say. Like it was a bit like settings was like the fourth one, and then there was like satellites or settings, and then about and debug.
It makes more sense too for me now, if I see it.
Okay.
Right.
That tells me I have to take some new pictures. All right.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Actually, on the topic of pictures, I made myself a special version with a lower screen intensity so that it wouldn't get that washout.
Mhm.
So, all right. I might make that might make that a pound to find, just for my convenience.
But you can do that in the config server. You cannot set the brightness.
Not really.
No,
Yeah,
No?
well,
no.
you can cheese it a little bit, but I think it should be useful to have the option to configure the
Mhm.
brightness. There, you can say, well, after a second it will dim, and then after an hour it will turn off or something, and then when you use the Zen, it will brighten up, and then if you don't touch it for a second, it will dim. So you can configure it that way, but there is no configuration for the actual brightness when it's fully on or dimmed. So
yeah, I wasn't changing it by much, just enough that the pixel wouldn't feel like it wouldn't wash out and you know make it fairly. So basically, I was trying to keep the image as crisp as possible.
right.
So I mean that's just a tweak. I don't think it's worth a configure. Because it has to be readable in daylight as well, and you know at night it's still visible. Just for the camera.
All right.
The camera is more a problem. Yeah, that's. I'm very happy with the daytime performance compared to the Nano. Nano, it always you put your hand like this to see in daytime, but this is just exactly see.
It does use more battery, but
Yeah.
there's also a better battery. So
It's an easy battery. Let's say this way. You can just swap it. Have a spare one, put it.
yeah, that as well. That's a good point.
I think somebody wants to have the dual battery back. I got a request. Can we have like what we saw pictures before with 2 batteries?
Oh,
So,
yeah, I kind of like that setup as well, but it didn't
but it's
work
quite
out,
heavy.
or
I
heavy.
think it becomes too heavy if you have two 18650s.
Oh, two of these. I thought the
Two,
two
yeah, you
smaller
can,
ones.
yeah, can also 2 smaller ones, but 2 big ones fits also. I made also other prototypes with them.
Okay.
But kind of heavy, but then you have problems. This part, the lower part, the lower area, it doesn't really fit. So.
Right.
And also the protected batteries, it's still a problem. They hardly fit. The very big ones, the 69 millimeter ones. Because the spec for the 18650 is between 65 and 69, I think.
This is 68 or 69. Yeah, I got a big one. But it fits.
It just fits.
Yeah, it just fits, but it fits well.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't move around.
No, indeed.
Oh, coming back to the GPS, I just wonder, did Cyrus ever send us a log file with the SBAS turned off? And that would be to rule out the hypothesis that it's because in Ireland he's looking at a North American satellite at a very, very low elevation.
Right.
So in other words, so just enable GPS, Galileo, and maybe GLONASS, or like basically GPS and one of the other, one of the other 3 major ones, Galileo, GLONASS, and then Beidou. But at least turn off SBAS and see if that has any effect on improving the timing, or even just GPS all by itself without SBAS and see what that does.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because that's a big, it's
I
a
haven't
big
seen
warning in
any
the
files like that yet.
hasn't. Okay, so maybe, yeah, or maybe just one, like run a test with each of the majors individually. Sorry, I just lost an earbud. So each of the majors individually.
That's a good idea. Do you want to ask, or shall I ask? Or
Yeah,
maybe
I'll go on to
Michael,
the,
or you can do that too. Yeah.
yeah. Probably
Just
better if
leave it
it's,
blank.
if it's Michael asking, because you're the one that's gonna be receiving the log
The-
files.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, just basically, I'm just, it's just a suggestion, but I'm really not the guy who's gonna be doing the work.
Right.
Well, I think it's a very good idea.
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Do we also have the like the default set that we can use for Europe, Americas, and like Asia, Australia? Is that like what kind of satellite set do we use for that? So I can like play with that.
Oh, you want to play with it, or
Like
I
the
don't think-
yeah, on the satellite screen, I now have the like the buttons to set like the satellite set, so like the default
Oh, that's already in there,
configuration.
or it's only in your version.
Only on my local version. I
Oh,
was
I
still
see.
working on that, so yeah, I kind of got to the point like, do we have like a default for the GPS module, like these satellites are enabled, these are disabled, and then that we can set like location specific ones as well.
Yeah. I would call it regional, just because, I mean, you're dealing
Regional,
with
yeah,
a fairly big area. So,
right.
But do we have a list of that, or I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, do we have like a list or like
Mhm.
what we would suggest? I'm
Recommendation,
not
yeah.
too familiar with the satellite
well, I
types.
think that's what the experiment with Cyrus, turning this on, turning that off, and so on, would give us.
Right.
And Rob, it would help us if you did the same as well. But I mean,
Yes, I
you
think
seem
so.
to be happy there, and Michael and I can do the same here in North America.
So we have from three places. And what should
Right.
we do? Should we make a block recording from it, or with a Teams bit? And then you compare. What should
Oh
we
yeah,
do?
what format? What format?
I'm sorry.
So we just use the Microsoft software and then record.
Yes. Yeah, the
And
logging.
then okay. And then we send the logs to Michael to check, or what do we do?
Well, you can check it yourself with QGIS,
Mhm.
and to see if you have any, anything flying off into the distance.
Yeah, from the SD card, from the SD
Yeah.
from the journal or the drive. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not the drive, but also well, you could do it with the drive, and bring it into QGIS with the. I'm not too sure. The log files that you're getting, Michael, are those you can export in KML, and can we
So-
import KML into QGIS? I'm sure you can. I just
Yeah,
haven't
so-
done it.
The testbed logs raw uBlocks packets, and at the same time logs either a KML or GML file. The default is KML, and by default, when you first load the testbed, both are in both uBlocks packet logging and KML are enabled.
So if we send you so if we export the KML from the SD card, and bring that into QGIS, that would
You could bring it or right into Google Earth. KML files load right into Google Earth.
Oh, I
as
see.
well.
Okay.
But the KML file doesn't contain the DLP. Isn't it?
I
Oh,
I should look into adding that. I know you can add
Maybe.
additional data.
Oh. Yeah,
Let me
that
look.
would be
That's on my
very
list.
helpful, because that's readable than the uBlocks file.
Yeah, it's a readable file.
Yes.
But I think also you can add data fields, arbitrary data fields to that file as well.
Oh, that would be wonderful if you could do that. There you can look at the Google Earth, you can see that.
Add PDOP.
And for QGIS, you can label any data point the way you want. For example, I made a test with the DOP on it. You can see which point has a certain DOP, and it was easy to analyze where things go wrong.
Mm-hmm. This is QGIS with the Zen log file.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. That, yeah.
From the journal file I used for that.
Okay, the journal.
You have to select the attributes, sorry, the properties, and then you can set all what you want to show and other.
Okay, great.
Do we have other things? Because we still have 1.5 minutes left or something like that.
I'm done.
I'm done too. Michael, you still have something, or you already programming the KML file?
I've got the KML file thing. I'm writing a note to Cirrus. I still want to develop a tool to do calibration where it enables each GNS as separately and logs time to first fix and creates log files while walking single stepping through each GNSS. So
Wow.
it's like a
That'd be cool.
it's not necessarily calibration at this point. It would be just analysis, and then eventually that could work that into a calibration tool.
Cool.
It will be very wonderful, but I can imagine that takes time.
That's
Okay.
yeah, it requires some code restructuring to make that work. But and then the idea that I could actually take two units and start them at the same time. They're basically recording the same data. To just allow me to compare apples to apples on, for example, the version 4 boards with the GNSS away from the
Different.
core.
Yeah, that would be very interesting
Yeah.
to see.
All right, we're out of time. Have a good
Yeah.
week.
All right.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
too.